Let's see if it's going on. It's over there on Patreon. All right. I don't know what the heck happened. I'm starting to think they want me gone. I've been noticing something too. I want y'all to see if y'all notice the right thing. See if y'all notice the same thing I'm noticing. Because what I've been noticing is there's a lot of these channels popping up. I don't know if they AI channels. I don't know what it is. But they're taking old clips of what I've said about LeBron and Bronny. Where's the chat? And while I've been down and out, they just continuously play these little clips, making me the poster child of what they really want to say. Like, look at these titles that they putting up with my name on it. Look at these titles that they're doing. This high voltage is one of them. There's a couple other channels that they got people thinking that I'm talking about LeBron and Bronny all the time when I haven't made a LeBron and Bronny video in a minute. But yet and still, every day this channel and another channel got a title up with my name in it with something like that. And I'm like, damn, I've never put a title up like this. I've never said he was using anything. Why would these people do this? But every time, I look around, this is what I see. And then when I see people saying Kwame's a sellout, Kwame's so jealous of LeBron, they're thinking that I'm putting this stuff up. So I don't know who this media is or who these AI channels is that keep using my words, but taking old videos and clipping them up. Like, look at this video.
Back so aggressively.
I want y'all to look at this.
On James's legacy. If this is true, he's on this, Balco, this new juice. I want to know, man.
He said what Chael Sonnen said. LeBron James. I don't know what had
Look
happened,
how they clip
but I do know what had happened.
Look how they're clipping the videos. Look at this.
Kevin Garnett says LeBron James is on that Balco, that new juice.
Kwame Brown just cracked open a conversation that the NBA media has spent years tap dancing around. And once you hear it laid out this way, you start to understand why nobody on ESPN wants to touch it. This isn't about proving anything. This isn't about declaring guilt. This is about patterns, timing, comments from former players, and why certain topics instantly get buried when LeBron James's name comes up. Because when multiple people from different corners of sports all say similar things, at some point the conversation itself becomes the story.
The media strikes again. Slap Jeff T. Now that described everything to the T. Y'all remember in Miami? That Miami LeBron was on steroid. Remember, he was a little bit slow. He was big. He started testing for HGH. He said it all. He started testing for HGH. And boy, when LeBron came back, boy, that was the best LeBron.
Do you honestly think this topic gets shut down because it's crazy? Or because certain people are scared of what might come out if they actually start asking questions about LeBron James? Tell us your thoughts in the comments.
I said, Jeff T don't want his show no damn more.
Oh, yeah, they would have shut it down.
That's the first thing I said. I said, ooh. I saw that. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, who the hell done gave Jeff T a bad batch of that guy?
What I'm trying to figure out is why all these videos starting to come up back to back to back. Or what happened? I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to this live. It just came down. But this was months ago when I did this live. But they have several lives up. This channel, and this is another one. It's another channel that I think is AI, that they're going to town about old clips of things that I've said about LeBron, but it's the way that they're clipping it up. And the way that they're meshing it together is wild to me. And why is it all coming out now? What did I do with it? Right here. Kwame Brown says LeBron is an effing stat pattern. You know, they got a bunch of these little channels. Kwame Brown, they got a bunch of these little channels that's clipping up things that I say, and they're like keeping me in a news cycle talking about LeBron and Bronny. I'm like, I can't remember the last video I made about Homelander Jr. Kwame, you did say it. It's not a matter of whether I said it or not, dummy. That's not what I just said. I didn't. Don't you love when people try to argue a point that you did not say? I never say I didn't say these things. I said the way that they're clipping it up, and I've never made a title saying LeBron James is on steroids. And that's what the title says. Can you at least respond back to the things that I'm saying and not the things that I'm not saying? That's kind of weak. Can't stand people that do that. Just shut up, weakling.
Probably. This damn sure gonna end his career.
Oh yeah.
He was just on the money train talking about Kobe, and then they got the nerve to flip it and start talking about LeBron. I said, boy,
I wonder
this
what.
must be high as
Kwame Brown didn't come out and say, LeBron did this. What he did was repeat what's already been said publicly by others and ask the question nobody else will ask out loud. Why does LeBron James exist in a media bubble where certain hypotheticals are completely off limits? Why can every other superstar in sports history be questioned, speculated about, and analyzed from every angle, but when it comes to LeBron, the conversation instantly shuts down?
He said what Chael Sonnen said. LeBron James, I don't know what had happened, but I do know what had happened. LeBron James with the Cleveland Cavaliers. He went down to Miami to get in shape. He was down there for about 2 weeks. So came back, turned into Superman again. I'm just saying.
The moment that really lit the fuse was Jeff Teague. On his podcast, Teague made comments about LeBron that immediately set the internet on fire. He talked about LeBron's physical transformation, the timing of certain breaks, and how dominant he looked afterward. And whether Jeff Teague meant it seriously or meant it jokingly doesn't even matter anymore, because what happened next told the real story. Within hours, Teague was backpedaling at Olympic speed. Suddenly, it was just a joke. Suddenly, he didn't mean it like that. Suddenly, the tone completely changed.
Damn, that was almost as bad as Darvin Ham when he said "whip it out."
Yeah,
That was crazy. My
was
bad.
crazy.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
But the way KG said it and the way Paul Pierce reacted to it, it's kind of like, we knew about this. Like, he didn't say, whoa, what are you talking about? Like, there was no reaction to it.
Kwame Brown noticed that immediately. He pointed out how fast that energy shifted, and he asked a simple question. If it was just a joke, why did it need to be walked back so aggressively? Why did it look like panic control instead of clarification? Because jokes usually don't require full damage control tours. And that's when Kwame connected it to a much bigger pattern involving LeBron, clutch sports, and the invisible line nobody wants to cross.
If the world understood what LeBron did.
Don't that sound like a setup? And Kwame said, motherfucker, I ain't say that. He said that. I always want to talk about what Kwame said. My name is Kwame, first of all. What Kwame said. This shit is wild. The video gets taken down off my page, but somehow these videos are able to stay up on other people's pages, which is confusing to me. How is it getting taken down off my page, what I say, and being deemed no good for YouTube? But then when someone else say it, when they put this AI voice over it, my same videos are allowed to play on YouTube. Downright thievery when you think about it.
Like other basketball players will hear what LeBron does and go, well, yeah, but that doesn't matter, right? It's like a baseball player. You're hitting a stick out of the way. It doesn't matter. It's like, no. If you knew what these performance enhancers did, then you would know why it does matter.
What do you think he's
there's only
doing?
one. We have the same drug guy, if you will. I know exactly what he's doing. But there's only one golfer.
Please tell.
There's only one golfer. I'm not going to. But there's only one golfer that follows the big three. The big three is EPO, growth hormone, testosterone. That's the Lance Armstrong diet. There's one golfer. But it's Tiger Woods. Like, yes, it does matter. People say it all the time, it doesn't matter. John Daly won it. It's like, it matters. Trust me that it matters. EPO matters. It's the reason LeBron takes it. It matters. And if other basketballers understood what it did, EPO increases your red blood cells, which gives you endurance so you can play all game long. You can shoot in the fourth
More
quarter
red blood
just like
cells,
you
more
shot in the
oxygen
fourth
in your red
minute.
blood cells. Okay, got you.
It's the king of performance enhancers.
Then there's Chael Sonnen, not an NBA guy, not someone chasing basketball clicks. A UFC fighter who openly said he and LeBron allegedly had the same drug guy. That's not subtle. That's not vague. And the wild part is that Sonnen said this publicly, repeatedly, and never got sued. He never got silenced. He never walked it back. He stood on it. That alone raises eyebrows, because if something is completely baseless and defamatory, lawyers usually show up fast. Kwame Brown brought up Kevin Garnett, too, who famously joked about LeBron being on that Balco, that new juice. Again, people will say it was trash talk, locker room talk, jokes. Fine. But notice how often these jokes seem to land on the same topic. Notice how they all orbit around the same era, the same Miami years, the same physical leap, the same mysterious breaks, and the same silence afterward. And that's where Kwame really leaned in. He talked about the Miami transformation. Cleveland LeBron goes to Miami for a short period, comes back looking bigger, stronger, faster, more explosive, and more durable than ever. We're talking about a man who was already a genetic freak, somehow leveling up physically in his late 20s while playing one of the most physically demanding styles in basketball history. Driving to the rim non-stop, absorbing contact, falling hard, getting up, night after night, season after season. Kwame didn't say that proves anything. What he said was that people noticed. Players.
Yeah, I can smell the setup. Kwame said. And then they got 4 or 5 other channels doing the same damn thing. Kwame Brown exposes Bronny. Exposes the truth about Bronny. I ain't say shit about Bronny in so long. Fucking stat pattern. I ain't say nothing about like. I'm like, damn. Boy, the fix is in, boy. This is how they get you not to like me, boy. I swear. If they want you not to like me, this is how they get you not to like me. They be like, damn, he talk about LeBron and Bron all day long. And I be like, what the fuck are they talking about? I ain't even said nothing about Bronny in so long. But it'd be months ago. That's wild, B. All right, but let's see where we were at. Where were we when we was talking over, we were going over this sector business. Let's see what happened.
Girl said, all business, all business. You ain't all business. This motherfucker got a patch. I'm talking about they got a patch. I'm talking about they got a patch of food growing. And they around here demanding all our land and property. Yeah. And you know what the part they forgetting? Man, I promise y'all, I did not ask beautiful one. I was live. It was on her soul. It could have been a tax write-off for her. Y'all don't think about that. Beautiful one might got to do a tax write-off. Hey, so fly, I text you to check on you today. I was making sure you was doing good. Man, later on, y'all, we going in. No, Bishop was talking about me and my hot dog stand. They is, bro, man, these folks is campaigning against me right now. Y'all don't understand, bro. These folks going live to live talking about me right now. And I don't understand why. You like, come on, bro. Bro, these folks ain't donating no $1 million. Jeez. But what she did was appreciated. See, that's the difference, right? I'm not going to try to go and pay my rent with these folk money. I'm not about to do none of that. I went and did exactly what I needed to do, bro. What, man, that's why I got to get that celebrity, come on my platform and get that energy. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Okay, I don't think it's really nothing else left with that one. All right, well, we got this one right here. We got to do some more sector business. Now, this is original content is on Street Media TV. Me and this brother had a back and forth one day on my panel. Really, I don't see it as nothing personal. If I was to see this dude, I could say what's up to him. It ain't no big thing. He never told me to SMD. He just said whatever he said, whatever he had a gripe with and challenging me on. And most people can't do that. They don't know how to, either he was promoting or marketing, however it was, it don't even matter. But it never got to a level of disrespect where I can't say, what's up, bro? Salute to you. It never got to that level. And most people can't do that. Most of these people, they get a problem with you. They talk about everything under the sun and then want all the respect. And in their favor, they want you to respect them, their wife, their kids, everything about them after they disrespect you. And it's like, there's a way that you disrespect another man, or disagree, not disrespect. There's a way that you disagree with another man without the disrespect, especially one that hadn't disrespected you. Like some people get straight to the dumb shit, and it's like, huh? That's how you really felt, huh? That's how you can tell how a motherfucker really feel. They just be waiting to jump out the window. Okay. He ain't got as many subscribers. All right, I'm gonna tell you how I really feel. Fuck Kwame, the motherfucker like this, he like that, he dusty. That's how motherfuckers do. And so when you see that, you sit back and observe. And when somebody try to handle you like that, you sit back and you observe, and now you know what you know. And then the situation flip, you cross paths again. You know how to handle that person, and that's it. You don't get mad. You don't get offended. You don't think you need to change nothing. You just look at them, observe their little weasel ass, and you just move on. Blocking paid members is insane. Who blocked paid members? How can it be paid members on this channel when this is not even a paid member channel? That's a little bit crazy to say, but ain't even no members on this channel. But I guess, I don't know. Kwame 86K is putting someone government name in your chat. Yeah, don't do that, 86K. Leave their names out of it. Give them a nickname. But yeah, like I was saying, me and this brother never had issues like that. I don't think he have an issue with me. I don't have an issue with him. So salute to him. But this weenie dog Anton up here that changed his whole image, his whole style up, you know, he come a long way. He come a long way from getting stuffed in them lockers. I told him I was the guy that was helping little guys like that out the locker. I'm a nice guy, man. You know, if it was guys getting picked on, salute to you, Miss Your Thought. If it was that guys getting picked on and bullied, you know, I never liked that. You know, I was always the guy that would step in place and say, hey, don't get that guy wedgie. You know what I mean? Stop it. Leave him alone. I would be that guy. You know what I mean? Even though I had some people I gave wedgies to and stuffed in lockers myself. But if I just saw they had to be with the shits, you know what I mean? You just didn't bully and pick on people. I have had to have seen you do that to somebody else. But this guy, Anton, he has come a long way. He has futon, alligator gar mouth. He has come a long way. And these gimmicks and these games has made him a lot of money. And then to come to find out, this dude is talking like this, braggadocious like this, and he got his money handed to him. Didn't even have to work for it. So it's quite intriguing. You know, a lot of these guys come on the internet with trauma. A little short guy, Crouton. He said Crouton. A little short guy, Crouton. Fire Marshal Bill mouth. Georgia Bulldog mascot, bottom jaw. A lot of these guys have that trauma. You know, they short, they girl tall. All the athletes, they girl like them. You know, yeah. You know, he's scared to bring his wife to the game. You know, shit like that. These guys come with a lot of trauma. So we got a video we put together right now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna be detailing that split personality that his wife was talking about. Because in this video, you're gonna see the multitude of multiple personalities in the different man that you're watching. 1 minute you're gonna see conservative values. Next minute you're gonna see the Christian man. 1 minute you're gonna see a pimp that got hoes. Next minute you're gonna see a thug that'll beat your ass. And then we're gonna circle right back around to a Christian. And that's a good guy that got a daughter that's traumatized about what Corey is saying. Don't have no trauma about her father saying he don't give a F about what a woman is thinking or saying or thinking or saying. He said he don't give two F's if his wife, what you're going to see in this video is that his wife is in a sunken place. If she don't do exactly what he says when he say it, Lord, If this is the black love and the black marriage that they talking about, I don't want it. I don't want a woman around me she better do what I say when I say it, or she can get the hell on. Nah, I don't want a woman like that. I want a woman that, yes, there's a difference between being submissive and all that, and then there's that, and then there's total control over somebody and having a puppet. And what it sounds like is this gentleman wants a puppet and not a wife. See, me, if I marry someone, I want that input. I want that person to be able to look at things from a different lens, especially when I bring it to them, and give me some of that discernment to help us excel to where we're going. You have somebody that's there with you to help you in that way, not for this guy to say the things that he's going to say. But he's going to tout this black wife, this black love, and this black marriage. But this black woman don't even get to talk. And I want to know how many of you women would appreciate this. This black woman doesn't even get to talk and share her ideals. She has to say and do everything he says for her to say and do. And you'll see it in the video. Not my words here.
You know what I'm saying? I know that in order for me to be able to tell other people that they got to move a certain type of way or to give them the blueprint on how it is that they can be successfully married, I have to be a reflection of the thing that I advocate for. So it's different from me.
See, y'all thought I was playing when I told y'all that the dorks and the nerds, the corny nerds, not the urban nerds, not the guys that bring intelligence back to the community and care about the youth and care about the children and actually honor their wives, right? I would be considered an urban nerd. My nonprofit that I created, right? I've been married to the same black woman for 25 years. I don't get on here and talk all the crazy stuff that Antoine want to talk about.
Man, that mean you ain't pimping. Anton said, get rid of your wife. No, that was the pastor. Damn. You got Pastor Jamal Bryant saying, if you ain't got a baddie, throw her out. Get rid of her. I don't know what these Christians got going on right now lately. But some of these Christian men, Lord have mercy. I don't know what kind of Christians that's up in them, but they want to get their wives out the way so they can get the girl they can pay for now. But this brother is saying, hey, I'm not on here disrespecting my wife. And this is what I was expecting to see from more sensible men that are judging and saying, because if I get married and there's a difference between me and you, I'm a married man, so there's going to be a difference. If I'm married, I should speak that way. I should act that way. And there should be a level of understanding across the board. There's been people talking about, oh, y'all hating on Anton. Oh, y'all this, y'all that. No, this man has been saying he's a Christian conservative this whole time. He's been saying he's better than you because you guys should be like him. You guys, he's the, what did he say? What's the word he used? Personification. He is the personification of what the black community should be. And then when you find out his wife can't give no input because she better do what he say do. And he go to every city with a couple of baddies. Every city he fly with a couple of baddies. Now, I didn't know I can get married to a black woman, a dark black woman, and still have fine hoes everywhere I go and do what I want to do. And she better do what I say. Now, if it's a dark-skinned woman out there that want to line up for that, now I might get married up under them rules. Shit, I can do what the fuck I want to do when I want. That's what he said. And he can do what he want to do when he want. She's loyal to the soil. She gonna be loyal. I ain't got to be loyal. I'm gonna fly around with a baddie everywhere I go. And I'm gonna say I'm a Christian. I don't know how the hell all this stuff intertwined, but I guess it's that split personality that we talking about.
I actually come from outside. I come from that life, right? And I understand that that's not a game to play with. I would never embarrass my wife on social media like this and do something that's stupid, right? I got grown children, right, that love their mother very, very much, right? That love me, but they love their mother, right? So why would I disrespect my legacy and disrespect my house and embarrass my wife and my children before the world? The only way you do something like that is when you're not used to the attention that you're getting, your new money, right? You was the cornball, the dweeb that nobody cared about. You was the
Hey, that shit go stick, boy. You new money. Everybody know it. You see, you ain't got to be the smartest guy in the world, Anton. You try to tout yourself as the smartest guy in the world, and I just picked you apart in 30 seconds. Just look at your behavior. Yeah, I know why you acting like that. You new money, boy. You ain't used to nothing. Ja Rule said it. You acting like a nigga who ain't never had shit. That's what you act like. See, I'm glad. Thank the Lord. I got my new money behavior out. See, I had that money since I was 20, 19, 18. See, I 20 years deep in this shit. So this ain't new money. I know how to behave. It ain't no secret. You've been making money 2021, your top was let back. 2020, girl shopping at damn Walmart look like. Yeah, you new money. Yeah, but you getting it now, but you new money. And that's not me hating. That's just the truth. Your behavior came up with that phrase. So that's why I watch behavior, new money.
They put in lockers and gave wedgies and noogies to. So now that you got attention and you got access to certain box that you wouldn't have never had access to, you know what I mean, years past, you don't know how to behave. It's going to your head. Now you saying that you have to hold yourself to a higher standard. You're this Christian. You've been married to your wife all these years. You want to protect your daughter, but then you come online and talk like this.
You just put that all up.
Which includes, which is all inclusive, which also includes the possibility of box. Carrie, listen, I think that is fair. And Carrie, it's all inclusive. It should come with this one caveat. I don't mean that I'm going to take it, and it doesn't mean that I'm interested. But I do think that I should have complete control over whoever it is that's around me at the time.
How would you know if the box is an option?
It should be expected.
And I want everybody to come.
It should be expected. You send your girl to work, and can you imagine that, y'all? You send your girl to work, and her box is expected by her boss. Huh? Can y'all understand that? You sending your wife to work to make a living, and the boss is expecting her box. What kind of... So is that why he's employing all these black women? You know, he brags about employing all these black women. So all these black women that he brag about employing, is he only employing these black women that he's expecting their box? It should just come with the territory. Because he said he wants complete and total control of every woman, not even just his wife, which is how egregious that sounds. But he wants complete and total control over every woman that comes into his space. And he should have their box. Not that he has to take it, but somehow you got to let him know he can have it. I don't know. Maybe a part of the contract, he asked, can I get that box? And you got to check. Yes, you can get this box. And maybe that's enough proof for him. Maybe he don't come and ask for you to prove it. I don't know. Maybe he just saying stuff for the internet. But it just sounds weird that you got to sign a contract and promise that your box come with this contract. I thought that was against the law on every business practice that I know. But maybe not. Maybe the new thing is get some money, hire people, and they box. All of them, you got to ask for their box. I thought that's the quickest way to go broke and go to prison. But he said never. And you know they say never say never. Especially when you saying stupid shit like this on the internet. Let's let him say that again. Let's let him try to look tough. He fly around with baddies, and he expect, even your wife, if you work with him, he is expecting her box.
Daughter, but then you come online and talk like this.
You just put that all up.
Which includes, which is all inclusive, which also includes the possibility of box. Carrie, listen, I think that is fair. And Carrie, it should all inclusive. It should come with this one caveat. I don't mean that I'm going to take it, and it doesn't mean that I'm interested. But I do think that I should have complete control over whoever it is that's around me at the time.
How would you know if the box is an option?
It should be expected.
And I want everybody to come scoot up something and listen, Uncle George. In that video in the upper left corner, you have Mika, right? Mika's over there. She's just listening. Now, I'm a guy from the streets in the 90s, late 80s. I sold a lot of stuff in the street. I made money. I bought cars. I used my money and the wealth that I had to get women and more women and women that I wouldn't have had access to. I had access to all kinds of women doing all kinds of things in all kinds of positions and doing everything that they wouldn't have done for the regular dude. They was doing for me because I had access to things. And just so maybe if I'm with George, right? Man, listen, you know how the street game go. I ain't got to explain to some of you guys that's in the know and what women would do when you got access to resources, right? So he's on there just talking real greasy and saying that he got to have access to box, right? She up there just laughing. Now, mind you, she came on to her show and said that I'm not a side piece, right? How you not a side piece knowing this man is married, right? And he's online talking the way he's talking, and you in LA on a late night with him with see-through tights. Who you think you talking to? Who you?
Hello. Hello. I couldn't do it. I don't give a damn what kind of marriage contract I sign. I'm walking with a girl that dressed like that, see-through tights with a body like that, face like that. She flying with me? You coming with me somewhere? Me. Boy, I'm talking about it. Boy, the old me gonna come out. I ain't gonna lie. And that's just like, can y'all imagine y'all girl flying with Chris Brown? Oh no, Chris Brown ain't gonna hit it. I'm just gonna fly around with Chris Brown. And they gonna goddamn show. Come on now. I can't fly around with Mika. And no girl in their right mind that I ever dated would trust. If you ask anybody that I've ever dated, hey, if Kwame with that girl flying around with Mika, you think if she went with him, you think they doing something? They gonna say, I don't give a damn what she's saying. They doing something. Damn what she talking about. If she went with him, yeah, they doing something. Because I don't understand that. That shouldn't even happen. Why would you set yourself up like that if you married? That's just me. Even if you're single, if she's not into you like that, what are you around on her like that for? I don't get it. But hey.
Think you fooling. You ain't fooling us. I keep telling y'all, the nerves and the dorks is running the game, and they really think, you know how when your child think that they know more than you, right? And you was living 30 years before they was born. Well, these dorks that's just arriving to the game, right? They head and got so swelled up. They think they know more about this stuff than we do. We done forgot more about this than, man. Listen, but it gets worse because he started talking about all the things that he has access to, all the things he should have access to, right? Well, mind you, he's married. Mika's at the top, just listening, laughing, right, giggling. And look, check this out.
So then they'll look at you funny when you say, no, I don't want nothing from you, but I expect 100% submission in the same way that you expect to be taken care of, provided for, protected for, and all of that you under my covering. Five hoes over there. Why I care about what is saying? And all of that submission in the same way that you expect to be taken care of, provided for, protected for, and all of that you under my covering.
Boy, he just say a lot of nonsense. Provided for, protected for, and all of that when you under my covering. First of all, if a man was to ever say, while I was married or dating a girl, that she's under my covering because she works for you, I'm gonna show you how she under your covering. Because she's gonna be faced with an ultimatum. She's gonna have to get a new job or stay up under your so-called fucking covering. Because the last time I checked, the only covering that a man offers is to his wife. A woman is up under her father's covering until she moves on to her husband. So I don't know what the hell. KB, these boys keep moving the goalpost. I don't understand what the hell he talking about. You said, yeah, that's covering. Covering. Motherfucker doesn't say any goddamn thing. This is supposed to be the Christian male talking about covering every girl that worked for him while their box should be available. Interesting. Very interesting. This motherfucker, he'll say anything out of his mouth. The grift is falling apart. Look at this. Hey, the grift is falling apart. That is nonsensical what he just said. You don't have time to be covering all these other women and protecting all these other women. You got a daughter and a wife. You couldn't even protect them. Talk about all these women up under your cover. And you running into guys like Corey Holcomb and me for no reason. You don't have a covering. You're an idiot.
Five hoes over there. Why I care about what is saying? Or protect 100%. So then they'll look at you funny when you say, no, I don't want nothing from you, but I expect 100% submission in the same way that you expect to be taken care of, provided for, protected for, and all of that you under my covering. Five hoes over there. Why I care about what is saying? I always got a bad chick with me. 100% of the time. I don't go out of town unless I got a bad chick with me.
He got a bad chick with him 100% of the time. He don't go out of town unless he got a bad chick with him. How come that bad chick is never your wife? I thought he thought his wife was this beautiful black queen that every man needed, and that other black men don't like black dark-skinned women. And most of the women that he's flying around with just so happen to be light-skinned, Afro-Latina, and fairer skinned women that are not dark skinned. So I think this is if y'all can see that split personality is just jumping all out this motherfucker. He done changed into three people. He giving coverings to randoms. He giving protection and covering to random people. Under his covering is crazy. You know, he's not talking that crunchy Lego wig. Oh, Lord. You know he's not taking that crunchy Lego wig into them meetings. Why not? He should fly around with a baddie. Like, I just don't get it. Making a little money makes him sound a little different. But I think his wife is baddie. He should have flew around with this person. But, hey, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. You fly around with baddies, but you on the other end, you say what's wrong with society is that people don't like dark-skinned black women. And it's giving off the feeling that you don't like dark-skinned black women because you don't even bring them. You never go with your wife anywhere. Not that we see. The time to shine, you were with a baddie, like you said. You go with baddies everywhere.
Five hoes over there. Why I care about what is saying? I always got a bad chick with me. 100% of the time. I don't go out of town unless I got a bad chick with me. But he don't know that. He don't know that I do what I want to do when I want to do it. And so the he had one up. That's like you put me in gay best friend territory. And so the he had one up. He don't know that. He don't know that I do what I want to do when I want to do it.
Any dark-skinned black women that's signing up to let me hold you up as this figurehead that you're the greatest thing ever, but I treat you and you allow me to do any fucking thing I want to do when I want to do it. Okay? And any one of you dark-skinned black women out there want that type of treatment, call me. Because I want to be able to stand behind you and use you too. Just like a bag chaser. I want to stand behind you, use you when necessary, hold you up like a shield, like Nino Brown when necessary. But then do what the fuck I want to do when I want to do it. Your black ass be loyal to me. Stay home. Like Anton wife. I'm just saying. I ain't say that. He said that. I'm just saying.
Always got a bad chick with me. 100% of the time. I don't go out of town unless I got a bad chick with me. But he don't know that. He don't know that I do what I want to do when I want to do it. And so the he had one up. That's like you put me in gay best friend territory. That's gay best friend territory. That's permanent friend zone. That means I have no possibility of getting out. Even
why you her friend?
I'm not doing
There's a chance.
It sounds like you playing the long game for the huh?
No, I'm not. I'm not, bro. Listen. All right, so let's be clear, bro. There's no shortage of out here.
Right, fact.
Now pay attention, Pete the Blitz. He got 5 garden tools with him. Whenever he go out of town, he always got a bad B with him. Mind you, he's married, right? Mind you, he has a daughter. Mind you, his daughter can see his content, right? But he's upset. See, he's done more time embarrassing his daughter and his wife than Corey Holcomb ever did. Listen to a man that's been married for 25 years. Why would I come online and say that I got these bad, you know what's, and all this kind of stuff, knowing I got children, right? I'm embarrassing my wife. I'm also embarrassing my children. My son will look at me like that. What the heck? Why are you embarrassing my mother like that? See, because this is the thing. The same way I love my mother, my son love his mother. See, that's my son, but that's his mother. See, as a man, the way I love and I would die and unalive somebody for my mother, my son loved me. Yes, I'm his daddy, but that's his mother. That's their mother. See, the same way you guys out there and you women out there love your mother, your children. That's the thing that he don't understand. See, I understand this game, right? I understand this game. So why would I get online and disrespect my wife, knowing that I would have to answer to my sons because my sons love their mother?
Now, see, remember when I said y'all Christian males don't want to judge nobody? You married men, you don't want to step up to the plate. This brother stepped up to the plate and said it with logical sense. The same way you care about your mother, you got a child that care about their mother too. He put it to you plain. Look here. I can't embarrass my wife. I got to be accountable to my son. That young lion that I raised up. Yeah, same way I unalive somebody for my mama. He basically said, hey, I taught my son he'll get on me about his mama. So that's how it's supposed to go. You show respect. You give respect. It's a pecking order. But now Anton got money. So he knew money. So the morals go out the window. It seemed like the new thing that these guys are saying is when you get the money, you don't have to have morals. You don't have to have principles. You don't have to respect nobody. You just put your life and your ideals in the money and the bodyguards. You know, because we know that's going to save you. You put your energy and effort into the bodyguards and just be disrespectful. Because we know that's going to save you.
The same way I love my mother. Oh, it'll be a problem. It'll be a problem. So there should be a certain way that you should carry yourself because you shouldn't want that problem. You should want your children to want to love and respect you because you respect and love them. You protect them. But when you online, you talking like this. You talking about you throwing signals about being a woman being a side chick and it's access to box and the woman that you.
All right, let's deal with this comment. Real kings have multiple queens and they know about it. If you a king, what you hiding for? If you a king, then why don't you just say, hey, I got money and this is what I want? That's what Akon them did. That's what the rest of the guys do that in that lifestyle turn to Muslim. You're trying to force a lifestyle on the people or force a lie. You came out saying I'm a Christian. That come with a set of beliefs and ideals that other Christians get to see and judge you over. Yes, Christians do. And when you come with that, all he had to do was leave out that he a Christian. All he had to do is say, it's people living an alternative lifestyle. All he had to say was, hey, I'm living the life that me and my wife are okay with. And then nobody can judge you. Do what the fuck you want to do. He's not hiding. Mika is friends with his assistant. Well, I'm glad you know the whole operation. The fuck? You can't come out here and say that you're a Christian and you'll never cheat on your wife and then say you got 5 hoes. That just don't make any sense. Can't nobody judge you if you are who you say you are. You come out here and say, me and my wife got this type of relationship, fuck you. Then what can you say? Oh, your wife's stupid. His wife can come out and say F you. So you can't tell somebody how to live their life. But people can call you out on your hypocrisy and how fake you were at one point.
You was had what you on the late night is right there in the left, it's right there in the upper left hand corner of the upper left hand corner of the video. Man, listen, y'all gotta pay attention, man. I be trying to get y'all game. Then he had 60 Goddess on there, right? And 60 Goddess alluded to something like he was trying to boat race and torpedo them cheeks too, right? And she said this
was that he got up there and he was, telling people that basically they shouldn't watch me. So damn, so you want to affect my business? You want to affect my views? But the number one thing that he said that really bothered me was he got up there and said, y'all over there watching her, getting advice from her, and y'all ain't even, for married men. Over there watching her, getting advice from her, and y'all ain't even,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He said, y'all over there watching her, getting advice from her, and y'all ain't even getting the what? Yam, wham, wham. Boy, this boy gonna get me too. Your mouth gonna get. I wonder how many NDAs he got. Lord have mercy. What? Boy, you can tell this boy, he ain't never had no. He gonna get it. Boy, look at here. Listen, son. You gonna feel the hurt, boy. you gonna feel it. Hey, he must ain't never had no bunch of women or nothing. Because to say all of this stuff while you're getting money is crazy. To tell this beautiful woman that allegedly, and a lot of women can come together and say this type of shit. That's the making for a problem. I think he gonna have to readjust this sounding like a pimp type of talk. This ain't gonna go over well years from now. Watch what I tell you.
Y'all over there watching her, getting advice from her, and y'all ain't even, for married men to be out here insinuating that you should not support a woman in business unless you're having sex with her is dangerous. And this is exactly.
Oh, shit. She said that word, dangerous. Boy, you, hey, Cole, you stupid. Hey, futon, you stupid. Boy, you dumb. Boy, you are dumb. You making that kind of money and saying this type of stuff allegedly to women and then bragging about all you do is hire these type of women. They might have the right idea. If you paying these women and you're paying them and having sex with them, that might be, you might be using your job in order, your business in order to continue a criminal enterprise. You could be using your business to solicit these women, and your business is the reason why you're getting these women, and that might get fucking around and get you a RICO. I'm just saying. And you got a black woman as beautiful as this, feeling like you're disrupting her business because she don't feel like having sex with someone. It's her body, her choice. Why would you try to dictate who watches her and who deals with her based on who she's sleeping with? Is that how you see women? This black man that's got a black daughter that's doing all these things, are you allegedly looking at black women like this lady is saying? Because we don't know. We wasn't there. This is y'all personal information, personal situation. But if these things are true, based on some of the things that you said online, that the women are around you, you want access to their box. And this young lady was around you before. So we're saying allegedly, but it does sound like you want, based on your own admission, you want access to women around you's box. And if this young lady can prove that you said this online, then that's crazy work. You said that sounds like RICO behavior. For real. Like, what is wrong with this boy? Don't he understand? You out here reckless, just doing what you want to do, huh? You go on with your bad self, new money. New money. You go on with your bad self. Let's let her talk.
Got up there and said, y'all over there watching her, getting advice from her, and y'all ain't even, for married men to be out here insinuating that you should not support a woman in business unless you're having sex with her is dangerous. And this is exactly why I discontinued my friendship with him and any business relationship with him, because the rhetoric that he throws out is dangerous. Okay. Shout out to my sister Nika for the super chat. Says he shaded me too. I caught it. Why y'all listening to women with husbands that let them be online? Wow, I didn't see that part. They husbands must be a simp because I keep my wife in the background. Wow. So Anton decided to act like a scorned ex-boyfriend or something. You know, I don't know. It was hella weird. I was like, this is making me uncomfortable.
So he tried to run that same stupid game on Sister Goddess, and it didn't work because she wasn't impressed, right? She wasn't impressed. She didn't see him as somebody that she would be want to be with, or even want to be a side chick too, or want to be any of that. She see herself as something better than that, right? Now I'm married. If I wasn't married, Sister Goddess is very, very, very beautiful, right? But I wouldn't be online saying all kinds of crazy stuff, right? Because like I said, my wife ain't all petty like that. You know, she know how to say some things sometime on here just to be funny and stuff like that. But I ain't gonna be on here talking about getting bots and access to box and all kinds of weirdo stuff, saying if I'm around a woman, I gotta have control over this woman. And I'm not like, what? First of all, I don't even need my wife to tell me that. Right? That's just goofball stuff, and it makes me look dumb, right? So like 60 Goddess, yeah, is very, very beautiful. I mean, any man, what man wouldn't want to be, right? But when you are married, there's a certain decorum you gotta have, and respect that you gotta have for yourself, right? And if you say you love God, you love the Most High, then you gotta follow those commandments, man. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about? But the thing is, he's so disrespectful and egregious. Like, and his head is so big, he talk like this all the time.
Tell you, like, as a man, I genuinely don't give up what women think, like, honestly. And I've been married for 21 years. I don't give up. Honestly, I genuinely think. Listen. I don't at all. Not even a little bit, bro. Not even a little bit. Like, honestly, especially in the minute business, I am cutthroat. Like, I am very cutthroat. If you don't do what I gotta say, if what I say, you can get the streets, bro. I don't.
This is what he want for all black little girls out there, what it sounds like. 1 minute you tout how you have a black wife, you have a black daughter. Is this what he want for his daughter? He wants a man to control his daughter to the point to where if they don't do everything a man says, because he wants his daughter to meet a man like him. That's what he said. So his daughter has a life. His black daughter, he wants his daughter to run into a man like him, to where she sit at home, get a bunch of gifts, and while the husband gallivant around with 5 beautiful hoes, and that's a great life for a man. I ain't gonna lie, that sounds like some player shit for me, but that doesn't necessarily sound like that's something that my daughter would want. I wouldn't coerce or tell my daughter that that's what she would want. If she go out there and make a deal with a man and that's what she want, that would be her decision. But this is what this new money is out here talking about. In front of the world, he's saying he don't give a fuck what his wife think. And if she don't do what he says, she can hit the road, Jack. She can hit the road. If you don't do what he say, hit the road. Now you see the multiple personalities. How Split is kicking in. She can hit the road if you don't do what he say.
Like, as a man, I genuinely don't give up what women think, like, honestly. And I've been married for 21 years. I don't give up. Honestly, I genuinely think. Listen. I don't at all. Not even a little bit, bro. Not even a little bit. Like, honestly, especially in the minute business, I am cutthroat. Like, I am very cutthroat. If you don't do what I gotta say, if what I say, you can get the streets, bro. I don't give.
I don't believe it. No, I don't believe that. I believe that you give a bit of your life feels to a degree, not just completely written off. Not just completely written off.
Listen. She will. I can call her in the room.
No,
she's right in the back. Listen.
No.
Would
you give a little bit? Maybe with other women. Maybe with Anton.
Look at this guy, man. He will crash out to prove that he don't give a fuck about his wife. Listen to it. Look at him. He's holding back. What man does that? This woman is giving him an out. How do I get rid of this auto moderator? Because it's deleting everything y'all say. But they're giving him an out. She's giving him an out. She's like, you have a wife. I don't think that you don't care at all. You care just a little bit. This is your wife now. Come on now. He's in my auto model, y'all. I got to figure out how to take that off. Hey, but this is his wife. This young lady just tried to simply say, hey, that's your wife. Come on now. You really do care about your wife. Don't trip like that. What's up, Bob? You would think a regular, normal man would be like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I care about my wife a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But, I get the final say. You know what I mean? I give a fuck. I do. I'm talking my talk. But, you know what I'm saying? I got a good wife. She let me have the final say. Even if that's the way you got it in the house to where you could do whatever you want to do, that's your shit. A real man that still have a covering for his wife is not going to make her look a certain way, because this is going to make his wife look a certain way. Amongst other women, they're going to be like, girl, your man up there talking like this? Like, what the fuck? Even if it is like that, nigga, why is you talking like that? This nigga don't even call her his wife. This is my chick. You know what I mean? My chick. I'm talking about no respect. I think he's saying whatever he got to say to sound like that guy. I think his wife may be in on the grift. There's not a woman alive that's going to allow, especially some lame like this that used to have a half a haircut, that was out there buying hugs for $1. I mean, it's so shameful. The next video I'm gonna play, it's so a nigga buying hugs. Who the fuck want your little short tater tot funky ass walking up to them talking about I'll give you $1 for a hug? That sound like some pervert ass shit. And look, a broke pervert at that. I know some people, they don't even want you to touch them, but for $1,000, they'll goddamn give you a hug. They'll be like, oh, this weird ass nigga want to give me hold on now. You ain't finna try to abduct me now. I know a bunch of ladies that would not want to touch your ugly, butterball looking ass, period. But for $1,000, they'll make an exception. But for $1, broke ass pervert, they want to be a broke perv. If you spend that money and show them girl where the cash at, they might not call you a perv. I guarantee you, he would have fared way better for a hug for $1,000 than he would have a hug for $1. That just make you look fucking weird. Even though it's weird when you have $1,000 offer, but I know a motherfucker that'll overlook the weirdness for that $1,000. You know what I'm saying? He talking about pick a struggle. This motherfucker is weird, dude. And the first person he gonna try to hug is a man. That man say, oh, hell no, I don't want no contact. Oh, that's what I expected. Like, what? You gonna sit your bit? Man, listen, man. This dude here, this shit is crazy. $1 for hugs. Walking up to people, I got $1 for a hug. If you want to hug me, I got $1 for you. I got $1 for a hug. I can't believe this shit. These people are allowed to be on internet talking all this shit. Man, come on, man. Stop it.
Tom, maybe you don't give a fuck at all. But I would like to believe that with your wife, you give a little bit of her opinion.
As long as she's doing what I needed to do, I do care.
Okay, there we go. That's all. All right.
But you have to meet the expectation. Listen.
Yeah, sure.
So she did that.
See, that's what a dude up there asking. Hold on now. So she do that every time? This is when you know a nigga got a talking point, and ain't no woman in the world going for that. Like, this has to be these guys. Let me tell you something. These guys are some Kevin Samuels rejects. That shit sound good in theory. Kevin Samuels' ass was single. That shit sound good in theory. There ain't one woman walking this earth that's going to allow all this dumb shit that really care about you. It's not going to happen. This guy, and no woman is going to get it right. No human being is going to get it right every time, all the time. I'm not going to get it right. You're not going to get it right. She's not going to get it right. So for him to say, you got to be doing what I say 100% of the time, what the? Do y'all ladies on the panel? It's only one woman on the panel that's objecting to what he's saying. She like, wait a minute, this don't even sound right. That don't even sound pleasant. I got to do everything you say 100% of the time. Man, damn money. Ain't that sound like slavery? The ladies on the panel look exhausted. Yeah, because they know they're hearing some bullshit, Ma. You know when people listening to bullshit, they like, wait a minute. This shit sound too good to be true. Like, you just got your woman so in pocket with all that money. You ain't putting your hands on her or nothing. You just got her so in pocket that she just stand and listen to all the shit you talking about. Now, why wouldn't she just take your money and go get a dude that don't got what you got and make his ass listen? since she done been controlled by you, why not she just take your shit and control somebody else? That's what would normally happen. Wayne, I never said that. Laugh out loud. This marriage, boy, got to be fake. I'm sorry.
Reason why a lot of you guys lose is because you compromising with a woman, man.
Don't compromise with a woman.
Why are we laughing? Listen. When you come into a situation and you are very matter of fact about who you are.
Hey, look at the dudes up there that understand that he full of shit. Man, they busting out laughing. Hey, look, the dudes that realize that GQ dude and the other dude, they know he full of shit. They laughing like a bug, like, man, come on, dog. Like, come on, bro. They are straight clowning this dude in his face. The only one that's believing this shit look like is this dude Fatty. He's believing this nonsense. He got an arrangement. He using that money. Man, listen. That woman was married to him before that arrangement. So that woman done said things to him before he got money. See, there's a before you got money life and there's an after you got money life. And a woman don't give a damn if you got it or not. She's still gonna say, come on now.
And what you are, they love you for it.
But then after talking like that, he comes online in all his hypocritical state. And he's just so hypocritical because he'll do all that talking, but then do this.
I do it for a greater purpose. You know what I'm saying? I know that in order for me to be able to tell other people that they got to move a certain type of way or to give them the blueprint on how it is that they can be successfully married, I have to be a reflection of the thing that I advocate for. So it's different.
Come again, say what? Now he got to be a reflection of the things that he advocate for. He was just advocating for bad hoes everywhere he moved. And he was just advocating for his wife shutting up and doing everything he say, how he said it, when he said it, what he say. And don't fuck it up. Now he needs to be a reflection of what he said, how he said it, when he said it, when he do, when he said it. And when he the reflection of what he said, how you said it, when he said it, how you said it. And he's a Christian conservative now. He done turned into a Christian conservative. This is some bullshit. Now he's the prototypical, what the fuck is he? Personification of the black community. He done turned into the personification of the black community right now. He was just a pimp. He was just checking his hoe, keeping her in pocket. Now he's back the personification of the black community. He's a Christian right now. Okay?
I do it for a greater purpose. You know what I'm saying? I know that in order for me to be able to tell other people that they got to move a certain type of way or to give them the blueprint on how it is that they can be successfully married, I have to be a reflection of the thing that I advocate for. So it's different from me. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't mean that I don't love beautiful women around me. It don't mean that I'm not going to have, that I don't check out chicks or whatever, so on and so forth or whatever. I just don't believe that A, they not worth my time. B, they ain't even close to the quality of the woman that I have. C, I also want to be the man that I would love for my daughter to marry. And then D, I have
to keep that in mind. He also want to be the man that his daughter would love to marry. So he want this servitude, this subservient life for his daughter. Get a man with money, spend said money, get gifts, shut the hell up, be loyal, get paid in gifts and trinkets, and shut up. Do what I say when I say it, when I say it. I'm a personification of the black community. I'm going to ride around with hoes in your face. I ain't going to do what most married men do, sneak and freak and geek. I'm going to do it right here in your face. This is crazy. Unbelievable. This is that personality disorder his wife was talking about. Let's hear him some more.
I don't love beautiful women around me. It don't mean that I'm not gonna have that I don't check out chicks or whatever, so on and so forth or whatever. I just don't believe that A, they not worth my time. B, they ain't even close to the quality of the woman that I have. C, I also want to be the man that I would love for my daughter to marry. And then D, I have a higher expectation on my life, and I esteem myself greater than what normal people would esteem themselves. So I just hold myself to a higher standard.
So this is hypocrisy at its finest, man. And I keep telling y'all, man, online, you could be the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. You could be anything that you want to be as long as you're charismatic enough, man. You can go on an audience. I mean, it's so bad online, you only got to show your face. And you can still build an audience, man. So you got to be careful who you give your spirituality and attention to, man, because these people will drag you down and you'll have them imparting their consciousness into you. And then you'll start to manifest this same stupid stuff in your life. And next thing you know, your life will be in shambles and you'll be wondering why. Because you sit for hours downloading this stuff into your subconscious mind. See, the subconscious mind don't challenge anything. It just takes in information, right? It's just so.
And y'all can go watch the rest of that video on Street Media TV. Shout out to him. And this is what his wife was talking about when she was speaking about him in her own words.
Oh, wow. Times it can be hard and sad and difficult because Anton has a lot of different personalities. And so you have to be a certain type of woman to deal with. Anton is very emotional. He doesn't communicate effectively. I don't think that he has killed anybody before. I think he's capable. I've seen him angry before. He's just like a totally different person when he's angry. He blacks out.
All right. Now, she look like she'll be like, fuck it, I'll be with this little fat nigga. Baby, you ain't got to be worried about that nigga temper tantrums and all that shit like that. This is the funniest shit.
Oh, wow. Times.
But man, this is what the love and respect that he gives everybody. This love right here. And this is black love. This is the standard of black love that he's trying to get y'all to understand. You know, he's not a Neanderthal. He better than everybody. But his love sounds just like a nigga on the street corner love. What is so different about the way he loving up on a woman than the way everybody else doing it? I don't see the difference. I don't see the difference in what Anton offering his wife and what this dude, he's selling the dream just like this dude.
Look, man, I'm gonna tell you now, you know what I'm saying? I love you.
I love you too, baby.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You tell me the truth and everything.
I get you together.
Yeah. You bring me peace.
And the other piece.
Yeah, you understand me, and you understand me. You give me freedom when I need it. You understand me? If a motherfucker play with you, you're gonna get some justice.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Now with that being said,
Okay. What you got to say?
will you marry a motherfucker life,
Baby, this shape, what's that?
Well, that's a ring. That's a vice lord ring.
Okay, well, what? Okay, I get it. I'm a vice lord, but I wanted the princess cut. What I'm supposed to do with this?
Ain't no motherfucking princess cut. That shit for kids, man. You so motherfucking ungrateful, man.
I'm grateful.
Yeah, I am blessing you as motherfucker. I told you, you love me. You understand me? You bring me the truth. freedom, freedom to justice. Okay. You do. Look, man, I'm gonna tell you now. You know what I'm saying?
Kwame love this crazy shit. Yeah, man. Freedom of justice. Yeah, man. You know, freedom and justice. But we got another a video, if you will, with old buddy Anton. And after this story, I'm gonna have to go strictly over on Patreon because the stuff we're gonna talk about, the go along, get along gang, and the stuff next, it got to go strictly on Patreon. But I just thought this was quite intriguing about what Anton is gonna say in this video. I think it's kind of weird. I think this guy is split for real. I don't think he's as smart as he's trying to make out. I think he definitely has a deficiency. He's good at the grift. He's good at talking like a motherfucker. But the things that he's saying contradict so much and keep clashing with the core of who he say he is. It's kind of crazy. So here we go.
Anton, how his daughter is doing ever since she was plastered all over Corey Holcomb's show, the 5150 show, and as a result, all over the internet.
After the fallout from the Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels beef, we all know what happened. His daughter and his wife, now speaking about Anton Daniels here, were attacked by Corey Holcomb. And once it happened, Anton Daniels took a defensive position.
Pulling her out of school, early therapy, making sure that she is protected, trying to see what the fallout will be as far as her having to be removed from some of her competitions.
He says his daughter was psychologically damaged. She was figuring it out. And for a moment there, many people started to sympathize with.
Now, she wasn't damaged from hearing her daddy say he got all these hoes. He wasn't damaged. She wasn't damaged from hearing her daddy say that her mama is so submissive and she better listen. No, she's not damaged from any of those things. She's damaged from watching Corey Holcomb late at night on LA time, which she's supposed to be asleep. And she's supposedly go to a good school. And if she goes to a good school in Michigan, it's probably going to be majority white kids. So these majority white and other race kids are going to be up watching Corey Holcomb, who you think is a Neanderthal. So you got your kids in a school where most of the high school kids are watching a Neanderthal. None of what you're saying makes any sense, but okay.
Anton Daniels, even if they didn't like her, simply because his daughter was a minor and his wife, who was not a public figure, had nothing to do with the fallout. So people didn't understand why neither one of them were attacked. Then there was an interview that I believe happened with Messi Michonne. Shout out to her. And Messi Michonne had Anton Daniels on to talk about this stuff, but I didn't see her clip on her particular channel. In fact, I heard about this particular video from No Captivity with Freezy, in which I'm using the clips coming from his particular reaction. And it's interesting because she asked some really, really strong questions. And again, Anton Daniels would use the same excuses.
Little light-skinned girl. It don't matter about her accomplishments. It don't matter about where she's going. It doesn't matter about her background. It doesn't matter that is a standard by which we're supposed to raise our daughter. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is that she's a little dark-skinned girl. Mm-hmm. And she's mine.
Of course, all of this is happening because his daughter is dark-skinned. And
so it ain't had nothing to do with the way you went up there on Corey Holcomb's channel and disrespected him. It have nothing to do with the way you called him a Neanderthal. It had nothing to do with Corey Holcomb trying to get you back in the way that you disrespected him. If you would have went up there and had a great interview and just, y'all would have pieced it up, Corey Holcomb would have been making a monkey shirt. He would have thought so less of you to make a monkey shirt. And if your theory is correct, that Corey is doing this because you have a black wife, then why did he go at Mika? Mika's light skinned, had nothing to do with anything dark. He said, "Get your bitch." He went at Mika right away. So I don't think Corey is doing this because of anybody's skin tone and complexion. He's doing this. He went at everybody around you. And this is why you're not a good protector of women and don't even understand what the word means. A man will go after everything around you to destroy you, sir. And that's what you don't get. The man said, explain your bitch. A light-skinned woman that don't have nothing to do with dark skin, sir. So how is it that you're trying to make this fake-ass story about somebody's skin tone and color? Another grifter just trying to make an excuse. If you wouldn't have went up there acting like the way you was acting, Corey wouldn't have said the things that he said. That's point blank, period.
And that's the reason why Corey Holcomb hates him, right?
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the f you think you is?
Then Messi would just ask him some, general concerning question.
She figuring it out.
Mm-hmm.
She figuring it out. As a person, she's great. And so luckily, I have the resources to do everything that I can to ensure that she's protected as much as possible. But I can't control the internet. You know what I'm saying?
How is your daughter? How is she? How is everything? And he would ask, she's figuring it out. I have all these resources and things to do, which is his particular response for everything. And shout out to No Captivity with Freezy. He has some really good commentary here. He said, on the surface level, this does sound like a concerned father. Again, I wouldn't be doing the stream talking about my child and what somebody else said about my child and smiling about it, especially if my child is hurt. But again, that's me. Everybody is different. But then Messi would ask a very intimate detail about Anton Daniels.
Of course not. Can you confirm that she is or is not a minor?
She is a minor.
Okay.
She's 100% a minor.
Okay.
She's still in high school. She's still in high school.
She didn't want to be invasive, but she asked the question, is your daughter a minor? Anton Daniels lets us know, yeah, she's 100% a minor. And then he also clarifies that she is indeed in high school. So again, that lets us know that what Corey Holcomb did or allegedly did was not against a person that was an adult. It was against a private citizen that was indeed a minor. But this is the troubling question that Messi asked, and here we go.
So do you expect that there will be...
And I want y'all to listen to this question. And I want y'all to really listen to this question. And I want y'all to really listen to this guy's response. And then you're going to see that this was all a grift. Pay close attention. Here come the question.
Messi asked, and here we go.
So do you expect that there will be more coming from Corey with regard to this? Coming back.
Listen. I anticipated all of this 10 moves ahead.
Do you expect that Corey Holcomb would do more?
Did y'all hear that? He anticipated all of this 10 moves ahead. This guy is so arrogant, he will not stick to the right story. 1 minute, your daughter's figuring it out. You're just this father, it needs help, and you have this cry me a river face going, and then you turn around and say, oh shit, I knew all this 10 moves ago. I knew Corey was going to talk about my daughter. I knew Corey was going to talk about my wife. Yeah, I knew Corey was going to make a monkey shirt about my loved ones, and I did it anyway. Because I'm going to make $1 million out of this. Remember, he said he's going to make $1 million out of this interaction with Corey. So this man knew that Corey was going to attack his children or his child and his wife. And he chose to do it anyway because he's thinking about himself. He don't give a shit about no black women. What man cares about black women and their safety if you already can think 10 moves ahead and already know what's going to happen? To anticipate, one would have to plan. Yeah. He's a grown man with a 17-year-old child mindset. Yeah, because he got to win every interaction. No. He can't look bad. He can't say I made a mistake. He can't say I underestimated the situation. In every situation, and anytime he's talking to somebody, he'll go over and beyond to prove that he's that guy. When you're a poser, when you're a guy from the motherfucking suburbs trying to be that guy, sometimes you get yourself in sticky situation. Instead of just saying, no, I don't know what Corey is going to do. I don't know what Corey is going to do. I'm hoping that we can end this. I may even call the brother. He said I can call him. I may even call him and apologize. And just to end this, for my wife and my children's sake, I may even call him and just say, look, maybe we could do another one, or I shouldn't have acted that way. Let's end this. That's what being a man is. But he can't do that because he don't want to lose into all the people that's paying him to act like a jackass. He don't want to lose when he's already lost. This man is already up here talking in front of people that can actually hear him. We're not bag chasing. We can hear you. We can hear you as a man saying that I knew this was going to happen, but yet and still you made a decision to expose your daughter and expose your wife. So there goes the sympathy right there. Excuse me. For men like me, there goes the sympathy right there. There will be no sympathy for a man who knows what he's doing and gets what he actually wanted. You got the $1 million. You was okay with the fallout. If you know 10 moves ahead, then you already factored in what your daughter and your wife would go through and what you would give them to make them feel better. Because remember, you know them. And you already said it. You're going to spoil them. When the world is talking about your girls, you spoil your girls. That's what you said. So they must got new cars or new something. And they were just a byproduct for you to make $1 million. Yeah, you sacrificed your wife, your kids' peace for you to make $1 million.
But this is the troubling question that Messi asked, and here we go.
So do you expect that there will be more coming from Corey with regard to this? Coming back.
Listen. I anticipated all of this 10 moves ahead.
Do you expect that Corey Holcomb would do more? And Anton says, well, I predicted this even 10 moves ahead. Okay. Now there's a certain problem with this narrative, but I'm going to explain why. Because 10 moves ahead means something like this.
This is dedicated to you, Lane.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, again, this is the controversial new T-shirt that Corey Holcomb is selling on his 5150 Big Cartel. And it says, hey, leave my family out of this. And all of these are primates, including Anton Daniels, which is in the middle. And he has the Anton Daniels glasses in the beard. So basically, Corey Holcomb is calling his daughter a primate, his wife a primate, and himself a primate. So the question is, if you knew that this was going to happen 10 moves ahead, then why would you do it? You see, let's say that Anton Daniels is indeed Nostradamus, and he knew that his daughter would have to be pulled out of school. His daughter would have to be ostracized because, she was made fun of. She was put all over the internet and embarrassed. And then the wife was also talked bad about. No doubt about this, that the family members were calling Anton Daniels and all around, and they did not appreciate that, their granddaughter or their young cousin or whoever the relationship to his daughter is. They did not appreciate the fact that indeed this was happening. I have no absolute doubt that Anton Daniels got a lot of smoke from the family are concerned. But now he's telling the family, listen, all of you who love my daughter, look, I knew this was going to happen. 10 moves ahead. Now, whether he knew that Corey...
Now he tells the family, I knew this was going to happen 10 moves ahead. He'll say anything to look like he's the right guy. Look at them teeth on that shirt. Did Corey Holcomb do the teeth on the shirt? Don't tell me Corey Holcomb did the teeth on the shirt. Don't you tell me that. How far I got to go back? Oh, man. God. Bulldog. Oh, shit. Follow God, not culture. Man, come on, dog. How you gonna have a shirt on talking about follow God, not culture, but I got 5 hoes everywhere I go. I don't leave without a bad bitch. Come on, dog.
Moves ahead, then that means his prophetic power is godlike. If you can predict what somebody's going to do 10 moves ahead, then you are indeed the most powerful. You're the richest person in the world. You'd win the lottery every week. You know, you would have all of these advantages to you that you'd be an unstoppable force. And then if you knew that this was going to happen and that you were going to suffer behind it, you most likely wouldn't do it. So he wasn't 10 moves ahead. But the fact that he's saying that he is 10 moves ahead means that he's taking responsibility for what happened to his daughter, what happened to his wife. That, in other words, I knew this 10 moves ahead and I just don't care. That's what it sounds like. But on your other video, you're saying that you do care because you had to take her out of class. And see, all of this comes down to what we see with polarizing creators. And I want to get more detail with this. When you're on YouTube and you're not chasing a niche for the most part, and no, controversy is not a niche, you can choose conservative politics and still choose polarization. And so when you choose polarizations, you're not embedded or undergirded in any values that you can repeat every day. So what happens is when you're just trying to chase the bag or just trying to be cool, you're saying anything at any moment to give yourself clout. But the reality is you're not saying the same thing every day. So you contradict yourself. On one stream, you're saying that, you know, your daughter's trying to figure it out. You're trying to pull her out of school. And that probably is a lie. And then you come back and say, I was 10 moves or 10 steps ahead of Corey Holcomb. But then if you use that logic, then the rebuttal to that is, well, you knew that Corey Holcomb was going to make a t-shirt of your family. Did you know that Corey Holcomb was going to plaster your face all over social media? Did you know that Corey Holcomb was going to go after your wife? Because if that was so, after the interview, then you shouldn't have said anything to Corey Holcomb, knowing that he could do this. If I knew that certain people would behave towards me and even in the beef, I wouldn't engage in the beef because that means that the people.
When I said that, they said Kwame was crazy. I said he was stupid for engaging into a back and forth with Corey. That's not being a punk. That's being smart. These guys mistake walking away with being a punk. I thought the toughest guy, it took more courage and more strength to walk away than it did to actually stay in the fight. These guys are they want to do exactly what the so-called Neanderthals or the lesser beings do while still getting the praise of somebody important or above. And it's like, don't you understand it takes two to tango? It takes two to argue. Motherfucker can't argue by themselves.
And my family would be plastered. They would be talked about. They would be discussed. They would be discussed. They would be made fun of. It just simply wouldn't be worth it to me. Now, I'm not even a father, but people in my personal life, let's say if I'm dating somebody or whatever, I would not want that information to come out. But you're saying that you already understood this, and then you understood that your daughter would be at risk. So then this also matches up to the fact that your daughter is in pain and is in shambles, but you show up on time to a live stream and talk about it the next day, which is curious because content creators who have big live streams, and I'm not going to say that Anton Daniels has a big live stream. What I would tell you is Anton Daniels has a lot of followers, but Anton Daniels doesn't get like a lot of views per video. He doesn't have the same sort of live stream that people look up to, like Corey Holcomb, or let's say if Tariq Nasheed goes live or somebody like that. When Anton Daniels goes live, literally he's just putting in the work. He's getting super chats from his loyal audience every day, and then he's going to clip those videos out and he'll do some reactions, and then that'll be part of his workload. So he's basically doing that and just cutting at the clips and just posting them and getting paid from them. Right? It's a good strategy. It's a good AdSense earning strategy, but it's not a really big like long-term strategy. I know I'm talking a lot, but I digress. Let me get back to what I'm saying. When there's a big event like Anton Daniels versus Corey Holcomb, and people are looking for his side of the story, on that day, he'll have a lot of views, right? Because people will be interested in his opinion. He doesn't have to show up on time that day. He can do the stream later, the next day, and people will be looking for him because people are looking to hit for his response. So that means he didn't have to be on time that day. Just like me, when I want to post a video about something, I don't have to post a video about something right away when it's hot. I can wait 1 or 2 or 3 days and that video is still going to get views because people typically want to hear what I'm going to say or talk about a topic or anything like that. And that's the advantage that Anton Daniels has in the game right now. He doesn't have to show up at the same time every day, especially when he has a long-going beef with Corey Holcomb.
All right. Corey Holcomb could just go on stage and talk about you. He can sell merch about you. Well, that's what he's doing now. Nothing that he do is going to stop. He's going to be able to be a comedian regardless. That's why they tried to put him with this woman allegation thing with the hitting the woman, because saying something about an Anton or a futon and putting his family on a shirt is not going to be, it's not going to be something that cancels a comedian. That, trust me, that's not going to cancel a comedian. So to go to war with a comedian, I think is stupid. To not have enough sense to turn it down, to say, you know what, this one of them ones I'm just going to walk around. This ain't me being a punk. I'm just going to walk around. Just why? But the ego makes him do it anyway. But the ego also makes him say, I knew this 10 moves ago. All ego.
But he still came on time. And despite the fact he came on time, his daughter was in shambles. He should have technically took off that day, or at least that morning, came on later that day. He would have still got the same amount of views, or even if more, the same amount of super chats. And then it would have looked like he was more concerned about his kid. But what it looks like now is that, number one, you're not a concerned father. Number one, we can prove that by just you chasing clout and saying things that don't match up. You're contradicting yourself, which is what polarizing content creators do. They always contradict themselves because they say things to look cool or to look impactful rather than look truthful. This is what all polarizing content creators do. Tommy Sotomayor is guilty of this, so is Myron and Fresh and Fit, and also somebody like Anton Daniels. Number two, he doesn't care about his wife. We have also heard contradicting elements from his vernacular concerning his own wife. We've heard him say that he doesn't cheat, and then we've heard him say that he has 5. Then we've heard him say that he doesn't engage in this, but he engages in that. Again, his wife deserves the world. But if his wife deserves the world, why is he cheating? Again, it doesn't matter. And then he says, well, they have an agreement. Well, if they have an agreement, him and his wife, that he can date other women, but he calls himself a Christian and he loves God. Well, then if you have an agreement with your wife about basically committing adultery or fornication, then God would not be happy with that framework. There's just so many problems with what Anton Daniels says every day. He's literally a lie machine. Every time the guy gets online, he's saying something that just isn't true, and he drags himself down continuously, like I said, in a quagmire, like quicksand. Whatever he says, it just makes it quicker for him to sink, and he's not smart enough, in my honest opinion, to kind of realize what he's really doing. Now, he might be intelligent in talking about certain things when it comes to politics, but keeping his framework together for his public persona and image, it just completely doesn't make sense. And it looks like this is an unintelligent way to do things. He continues to get caught up in his own contradictions. He like walks right into them like a lot. It's almost like somebody shooting and a guy just walking into the line of fire on purpose, and he's just looking to get hit. That's Anton Daniels. And he doesn't mind getting hit as long as people are talking about him and he's going viral. But he doesn't understand that this is damaging to the brand.
Yeah, he has a Charleston White type of persona, which Charleston White don't even have that type of persona. But he had it on YouTube and he had it with Say Cheese. But now he done lost that situation with Say Cheese. He can't just get up there and explain himself on a platform as large as Say Cheese. So now where does he go? Where does he go? These people don't like to give me my props, but this is the start of us moving over to strictly to Patreon. Because what Kanye West is saying and what I've been trying to explain about this whole go along, get along gang thing this whole time is this all the people that you seem to like. And that's why it controls you emotionally. And that's why it doesn't seem to change because you don't want to hear it. The go along, get along gang is filled with you. It's filled with people like you because you don't even want to hear it. And about the person that you like, you don't want to hear it. But you've been controlled for years. Listen at Kanye explain how he got controlled as a billionaire and how you get controlled every day in your life because you think you're free. You think you can do what you want. But listen to this.
Being a multi-billionaire to not being able to use my Apple Pay. 4 nights ago, I couldn't use my Apple Pay because somehow Adidas was able to legally go in and freeze my money. And when I see this, I think, well, if this could happen to me, this could happen to other Americans. And for what? You know, this can happen to an American that didn't even steal anything, that didn't even hurt anyone. This could just happen to you for saying the wrong idea out loud, for expressing yourself, for expressing frustration. How many of you guys have been at a job and you were frustrated with a manager or a situation and you didn't want to say anything because you didn't want to go back to your dad? You might be taking care of your dad. You know what I'm saying? He might be elderly. And this person at your job can treat you a certain way because you're not going to lose that position because you know you got to take care of your dad. So you deal with a lot of things. You know, you saw what Adidas is trying to do. They showed you the reason why I put in the termination notice to Adidas originally a couple of months back is they were trying to steal my company from me and steal my designs. They hired my lawyer. They paid the lawyer, Equan Rowe. They paid this lawyer to sign off my IP, North St. Chicago Psalms IP, to Adidas. This is a major company doing this to a major person in front of everyone. So what happens behind closed doors? I went from being a multi-billionaire.
Did y'all hear that? He went from being a multi-billionaire to not even being able to use his Apple Pay, being locked out of his account because he's saying things that people don't want to hear. They tried to steal his company right in front of you. We talk all this black power talk, but when somebody says things that disrupts the powers that be, there's nothing that we can do to protect them. KB, you said build it yourself, and Gilbert and Kanye didn't listen. It's amazing, man. Let's hear this again one more time, and then we're going to segue over because we got to talk about Paul George and this steroid use and how I don't think it stops at Paul George, how I think these guys might mess up and not viral out at the right time, and then they get caught. And I think it's a lot more than Paul George, but we got the Paul George situation. We've got the Epstein list. We got to talk about that over on Patreon. But let's hear this again.
To not being able to use my Apple Pay 4 nights ago. I couldn't use my Apple Pay because somehow Adidas was able to legally go in and freeze my money. And when I see this, I think, well, if this could happen to me, this could happen to other Americans. And for what? You know, this can happen to an American that didn't even steal anything, that didn't even hurt anyone. This could just happen to you for saying the wrong idea out loud, for expressing yourself, for expressing frustration. How many of you guys have been at a job and you were frustrated with a manager or a situation and you didn't want to say anything because you didn't want to go back to your dad? You might be taking care of your dad. You know what I'm saying? He might be elderly. And this person at your job can treat you a certain way because you're not going to lose that position because you know you got to take care of your dad. So you deal with a lot of things. You know, you saw what Adidas is trying to do. They showed you the reason why I put in the termination notice to Adidas originally a couple months back is they were trying to steal my company from me and steal my designs. They hired my lawyer. They paid the lawyer, Equan Rowe. They paid this lawyer to sign off my IP, North St. Chicago Psalms IP, to Adidas. This is a major company doing this to a major person in front of everyone. So what happens behind closed doors? I went from being a multi-billionaire.
Miss Yo Thought said old folks was on to something with the shoe boxes underneath the bed filled with money. Yep. Until people start breaking into the house and messing that up. Man. But listen, we got to end this over on YouTube. Hold on. We got to end this over on YouTube. Let me give y'all a chance to go over to Patreon, because we're about to talk about this Paul George thing and a little bit of this Epstein list. We got to get a little bit of that over there on the other channel. We don't want to say some of the stuff that I'm going to say. And especially about, wait a minute, Ticket TV just put something up, said breaking news, Jay-Z accused of being a PDF file. I'm going to play that too, but I'm going to play that over on Patreon. I am not playing that over here. I'm not messing with Jay-Z or none of these cats over here on this side of the Mason-Dixon line. we'll take these guys over to Patreon. As my channel has been kicked in the mud 1,000 times already. And we on our last channel. Yeah, we on our last channel, baby. Let me go over here and end this. But if you're over on the if you're over on the Beef channel, I appreciate y'all. We going over to Patreon. Y'all have a blessed night. If you're not on the Patreon, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm up out of this thing. I'm gone.